Tell me a story, read me a book. Hands in my lap, at the teacher I look. If I say it all quietly, the teacher might say, "Here is the story I have for you today." Today I am going to read the story, A Tale of Two Beasts. A Tale of Two Beasts. The Strange Beast, Part 1. I was walking home from Grandma's house through the deep, dark woods when I spied a strange little beast. He was stuck up in a tree and whining sadly. It says, the deep, dark woods, way out, picnic area. So I decided to rescue him. I will call you Fang, I told him, and I wrapped him warmly in my scarf and carried him safely home. I gave him a lovely bath and a gorgeous new hat and sweater and a delicious bowl of fresh nuts. I made him a beautiful house and gave him Lord Rex to play with. The box says, Fang's house. I took him out for lots of long walks to keep him fit and healthy. And I showed him off to all my friends, who loved him nearly as much as I did. And the friend said, "Oh, amazing, awesome, so cute." But for some strange reason, the little beast did not look very happy. In fact, he was looking rather hot. I hope he's not sick, I thought. And I opened the window to cool him down. But then something terrible happened. He threw off his clothes, leaped out the window, and ran away as fast as he could, back to the deep, dark woods. And it says, Fang! Feep! I wanted to go and look for him, but Mama had other plans. Dinner time, ugh. Bath time, ugh. Bedtime, grrr. I couldn't sleep. I missed the little beast and wondered if I would ever see him again. But then a small, furry shadow appeared at the foot of my bed. Can you see the shadow that he made from the window? The strange beast had returned. He seemed quite pleased to see me, and I began to think that maybe, just maybe, he wasn't that strange after all. I wonder why he came back. All right. The Tale of Two Beasts. The Terrible Beast, Part 2. So now we're going to hear the Terrible Beast side of the story. I was ambushed by a terrible beast. Hey! Rrr. She growled at me and tied me up and carried me off to her secret lair. She made me disgustingly clean and dressed me up in a ridiculous hat and sweater and tried to make me eat squirrel food. She kept me in a tiny box with nothing for me to do and nowhere for me to hang from. She made me walk backwards and forwards and backwards again for no reason whatsoever. She showed me off to a herd of even wilder beasts who were just as terrible as she was. I had had enough. I made a cunning plan and put it straight into action. And it says, A plus B equals freedom. So A plus B equals freedom. Free once more! I raced back to the deep, dark woods before the terrible beast could catch me. The sign says, the deep, dark woods, 1 mile. Woohoo! It was peaceful in the deep, dark woods. A bit too peaceful, perhaps, and also a bit wet. And the weather, like this, one could do with a nice warm hat. And Molly's hanging upside down. It says, scratch, scratch, silence. It's too quiet. Do you guys see all the rain? How much it was raining? I snuck back to retrieve it under cover of darkness. So he's come back to get the what? The hat. The terrible beast was waiting for me. She seemed quite pleased to see me, and I began to think that maybe, just maybe, she wasn't that terrible after all. Look what they're doing. They're running around the woods together. The end. I hope you liked the story, The Tale of Two Beasts. So we got to see the same story, but from both characters' side. So we got to see what she thought was happening, and then we got to see what he thought was happening. It was very interesting how their stories were different. At first, she thought he was scared and afraid, but he was just hanging around having fun. And they didn't really like each other that much, but in the end, they became friends. So I hope you enjoyed the story, A Tale of Two Beasts.